Here we are at my Ford F250 Super Duty. It's a 2001, and what I've decided is I'm going to swap out the factory stock radio for something with some modern features on it. This is a 2001, this is 2013 today, so it's time to upgrade.
About replacing the radio, the head unit, in a Ford F250 Super Duty pickup truck, a 2001. So I've already got it out because I'm going to show you what we're going to do before we actually do it. Then I'll actually show you how it's taken out. But if you know what's going on before it happens, it makes it a little easier to understand. So here's the radio. It's a standard Ford head unit right out of, it's the factory stock OEM radio out of a 2001 Ford F250 Super Duty pickup truck. And so it just has a CD player on it, cassette, and a AM/FM radio. So it's fine, it works, there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't have all the features that a new head unit would have. So I want an iPod connection and a Bluetooth and all those fancy things. So I'm going to pull this one out and put in a new one. Now to pull it out, it's actually pretty easy. I didn't know how easy it was till I got it out, but very simple to pull one of these head units out. So you can see this is a double din. We'll show a picture of it in the truck, but this is a double height radio. And what you can see are these four holes, two on this side, one here and one here, and one right here and here. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick a tool in here, and I'll show you the tool, and it goes back in, and I'll show you when it's doing it. What happens is that tool comes in through the front, pushes down on these springs right here, and then allows you to pull the unit out of the dash. The dash molding just cuts in right through here, and this spring holds it in place. So what you're going to want to do to pull this out, and it's dirt simple to pull out once you have the right tool, is I just happen to go to Walmart, or I'm sure you can get these anywhere, or you can just make them yourself. But what they are is a U-shaped piece of steel, two of them. And this one from Walmart cost, I don't know, $6 or so. And it's a factory DIN radio removal tool, fits Fords and imports, but it's pretty simple. What it looks like are these two U-shaped pieces of metal. And I think you can make these out of clothes hangers, bent welding rod, just about anything. The only thing that's nice about these, I don't know if you can see this, is they've got some little dimples on the ends, which do make it inserting into the radio and finding the right depth a little bit easier. But what's going to happen is your radio is going to be in the dash of the car, obviously. You're going to go up to the front of it, and you're going to take these little tools, and you might have to bend them in a little, but you're just going to stick them in these holes here in the front. And then what's going to happen when you get them in, you stick one on each side. Now, so this is the interesting part, the part I didn't know when I did this. You're going to slide this back, and you can see how the steel is starting to push right up on. You're going to push them back until they just sort of lock in those little detents on the tool. They'll just kind of lock, and then you're going to, when you go to remove the radio, you sort of pull out on these, and you can see that sort of when you pull out, when you're pulling it out, you can see that pushes the tab in and allow you to slide the radio out. So now what you don't want to do, and what I did when I first tried to pull this out, is I couldn't get it out. I was trying to figure it out, so I just shoved these in all the way. I just really shoved them in there. And basically what that does is now locks it in place, and you can see it does not bring them in far enough, the tabs, and you cannot get the radio out. So just shoving and ramming and jerking, and I finally got it out, but what you're going to want to do is put them in just, I'm sure now I've got it stuck. Give me just a second. Pull this out. Okay. See, this is another thing. You just don't want to shove them into that far. So just push them in from the front, shove them until they just feel them go over those detents. You'll just feel them go up into those little bumps. And then when you go to pull the radio out, you put one on each side, you press them out, which causes the tab to press in. Put one on each side, pull them out like this when you're pulling the radio out, and then slide, and it'll slide right in and out once you know what you're doing. It just pulls those tabs right in. So it'll be one on each side. It's the same exact on both sides. You just slide it up in there. Of course, you won't be able to see this. You slide it until you feel it kind of snap. And then same thing, you'll just pull it out. So when you have this in the truck, just like this. You just pull them out like this, slide the radio out, and of course you'll just slide it out part way, just enough to then expose the cables on the back. And there'll be the antenna connection right over here, and the radio harness connection over here for the power and speaker. So it's really just two connections. It's pretty nice. So alright, that's what we're looking at doing. And what we'll do is we'll go outside and I'll put this back in the truck and pull it back out and show you what it looks like going into and out of the truck.
Okay, so here we are in this is my Ford F250. It's a 2001 Super Duty. So what I'm going to do is I'm replacing out the factory radio head unit. So you can see it's got a CD, cassette, and AM FM radio and a clock display. And it works fine, but I really want something with a aux input and someplace to plug in an iPod or a Bluetooth connection, something so I can play music off an iPod or a MP3 player or off my phone. And so I'm going to take out this factory unit and put in a aftermarket unit. So I was showing you in the previous video how these Ford radios have the little tabs on the side. So you take these little U-shaped adapters, little tools, you slide them in here, and so this head unit's in here right now, fully secure. So what I'm going to do is slide these little guys in here till they just go up on. There you go. You just kind of hear them kind of latch in place. And then, let's see if I can do this. Just put it in there. There you go. And then you'll spring those out to bring the tabs in. Now, what I got to do is see if I can find a place to put this so I can show you while I'm doing this, because it's going to take two hands. But basically what I'll do is I'll spring both these out and then slide this unit out. But let's see if there's a place to mount this. Alright, so I'm going to try this. I've just got it sitting on the seat, the camera. Let's see if it can film me pulling this out. So you reach up in here, spring these two outward, and bada bing, it slides right out. So I don't know if you can see that, but you spring them out. That pulls the tabs in, slide it in, and now it's in there, nice and secure. You put those two tabs in, slide the radio right out. I mean, it couldn't be simpler than that. Slide it in, and then, you know, it's in there now. You can pull these out, or tab them in. Oops. There you go. Slide it out. Then once you get it out far enough, reach around behind it, and maybe I'll get the camera up here so you can see better. So then you should have a OEM cable back there and the antenna cable. Just reach back in there and take those out, and I'll remove the factory radio. Let's sit here and let's do that. So reach up behind there and get the antenna off first. That one's easy. Then there's a little tab on this. There we go. And that takes out the radio. And there's the wiring harness. There's the antenna. And then just take these little dudes right here, and they'll just pull right out. Come on, there's one. I know you can't see this, but anyhow, I just take those off the front of the head unit and use them again another day.